What's up? What's up? You may not understand this because you grew up as a slave, but the police are Satanists, whose job is to enslave you, protect the elite, and punish natural humans. I can get up to 3 years in prison here for trying to catch a duck. You know that you live in slavery when you're not allowed to hunt your own food. After a few years of doing the job, police officers get used to the illusion of power that they have and start beating up and raping their victims. Just because there will be little to no consequences for them. It's human nature. Why don't most of us do it? Not because we don't want to, but because we are afraid of the consequences that will be enforced by other humans. It's slavery. Take any popular Hollywood movie and think about how the so-called bad and good guys are portrayed. The Marvel superhero movies are very popular nowadays. The so-called villains want to have total control and kill anybody who's in their way. That's the definition of human nature and exactly what the enlightened ones do. The so-called heroes want to protect society and keep us enslaved. Kill or imprison anybody who tries to disrupt the control system. They are basically super police and we celebrate them. A lot of sheeple conspiracy theorists don't want to hear this. You call yourself a truther, but at the same time live a typical sheeple life watching Hollywood movies. You've been programmed like everybody else. The point is to get you into the mindset that killing, stealing, etc. is wrong, even though that's what the enlightened ones do because it's natural and they worship nature. That's the only way to be happy. They have built a perfect system for themselves where they can have human hunting parties, rape and torture dungeons, babies for breakfast, an unlimited supply of blood, which we donate to them without realizing it, and of course organ donations.
The family is overwhelmed and they go to hospitals thinking that they're going to get treatment. But the goal and objective is to get organs, especially if you're young. A little boy who got asthma attack on the 1st of April, and they wanted his organs, and his mother and father said no to that. So then they embarked on wanting to stop his treatment. It eventually became that he was in the hospital in California for more than a month with no nutrition. They wouldn't give him any nutrition. They gave him sugar water in the vein, but that's all. No protein, no fat, no vitamins, for more than a month because they wanted him dead. Everybody thinks everything's great in our country. And because they get health care and they're healthy. And yes, we do have lots and lots of nice things, good things that go on in our country. But we have a system that's set up that if you're weak and unconscious, then the system says we want your organs because we want them for someone who is more entitled to your organs than what you're entitled than what you are, and then we want to get them. And it's a big business to get your organs. One of my daughters is a stockbroker, and she called me one day and said, "Dad, did you know that many hospice companies are stock companies?" And that's how I found out that they're stock companies, and they sell stock. And so how does a company make money? They make money with rapid turnover. So how do you make money in hospice? Don't stay in there very long and have rapid turnover and that kind of thing. And like I told you, when I started to do this, it was as a neonatologist, then to figure out what there is with brain death, then brain death and organ transplants. And then I realized that the system of death is built in there so that if you get very sick, you don't stay on the earth very long. And they find ways, like one of my friends who did not have a lethal illness. She was 94. Actually, she fell, didn't injure herself seriously, but did end up in the hospital. And then she had a bladder infection. And so the treatment was Ativan, which confuses the mind, and morphine, which depresses the everything, And it was Ativan and morphine until she was dead in about 6 days. And I mean, this is what's going on. Most people don't pay any attention. Brain death is fake death. It's just made up, first of all, to get organs. And of course, what happens is that they want to get the organs, but if they can't get the organs, then they try not to waste money on people and stop the ventilator so that they become truly dead quickly. They get their beating heart cut out, they're dead. Every time a heart transplant is done, it's a beating heart that's cut out and transplanted into someone else. Every time a heart transplant is done, the donor is killed.
The words serial killer are synonymous with psychopath nowadays, which is basically somebody who's mentally ill, unstable, and goes against society. In nature, you're a hero. Being antisocial is a guarantee that you're sane. If you agree with society, which is a man-made anti-nature construct, then you're insane. When there's a serial killer around, everybody panics and tries to find him or her. These are beings who follow their natural vampire instincts. Maybe they are malnourished, and that's why they break the man-made rules and drink blood and eat humans. We call them cannibals and monsters, but nothing that they do is in any way wrong, because there's no such thing. Nature actually celebrates their actions. Everything is incredibly twisted. Thanks for watching.